Welcome to this explainer on why stepping away from your job hunt for a bit might actually be the smartest way to get hired. Today, we are unpacking a concept called the strategic pause. Look, job hunting is incredibly tiring in a way that is honestly hard to explain to someone who is not currently in the trenches doing it. You are putting yourself out there every single day, you are facing constant judgment, and it takes a very real hidden toll on your mental energy. If you are feeling completely drained right now, you are definitely not alone. At some point, the question is no longer about how to search harder. You are being evaluated constantly. You are often rejected without any clear explanation. And somehow, you are expected to stay perfectly motivated through all of it. So asking yourself when you should stop and rest is a completely normal and honestly necessary part of the modern job search. There is a saying from our source material that perfectly captures this reality. A job search is a marathon dressed up as a sprint. Treating every single week like an endless sprint without any recovery time will absolutely backfire on you. We often start out sprinting because, well, we're anxious. We want to send out 50 applications on day one and land interviews by day two. But that aggressive pace is biologically impossible to maintain without burning out. Section 1. Why rest actually matters. There is this massive myth out there that job searching requires a non-stop grind. This myth tells you that you just need to apply to more roles, send more messages, and sleep a little less. But the reality is quite different, and it really just comes down to basic human biology. Research shows that constant rejection without recovery time spikes your cognitive load and leads to severe decision fatigue. Because of this, exhausted candidates simply perform worse in interviews. They write weaker cover letters. Taking a break is not the opposite of being serious about your career. It is actually a required biological component of performing at your absolute best. Section 2. Burnout or bad strategy. Let us do a quick self-check. If 2 or 3 of these warning signs apply to you, you are officially dealing with burnout. Are you applying to jobs without even reading the description carefully anymore? Do small rejections feel way bigger than they used to? Are your sleep patterns changing? Do you totally dread opening your inbox? If interview prep feels impossible to start, even for roles you really want, it is time to step back. Recognizing these signs is just as important as updating your resume. So, the crucial point here is in knowing the difference between a bad strategy and actual burnout. If you are applying for dozens of jobs every single week, but getting absolutely zero interviews, well, you probably just need to review your resume or the specific roles you are targeting. Taking a 2-week vacation will not fix a strategy that isn't working to begin with. On the flip side, if you are actually getting interviews but feel completely mentally exhausted, or you literally cannot bring yourself to open another job board, you are definitely dealing with burnout. Fixing your resume will not cure that exhaustion. We have to separate the two so you can solve the right problem. Section 3. Choosing your perfect break. Think of your rest as a personal toolkit. You need to match your specific level of fatigue to the exact length of the break you take. For example, a micro-pause might just be turning off job alerts for an afternoon to go for a walk when you have a random low-energy day. A short reset of 2 to 5 days is great for noticeable fatigue, like taking a long weekend completely offline. An extended break of 1 to 4 weeks is entirely necessary if you are facing significant emotional exhaustion or real health concerns. You have to adjust based on how you actually feel, physically and mentally. Then there is the most intentional option of the whole shebang, which is the strategic pause. A strategic pause is highly intentional, meaning you stop applying purely to fix your targeting before moving forward again. It is not just about resting your mind. It is about actively rethinking your entire approach. You intentionally halt the constant output of applications so you can review what is actually working and what is falling flat. And then you come back to the market with a much clearer plan. Section 4. Pausing without falling behind. Okay, so how do we step away without the guilt? You need to set firm boundaries. Taking your power back starts with setting a hard return date before you even begin your break. Next, you have got to turn off push notifications on your phone. Keep your accounts active but silent so nothing is truly lost. After that, tell 1 or 2 trusted contacts you are taking a pause just in case something massively urgent comes up. Finally, and this is absolutely crucial, use part of your break for something truly restorative, like a hobby or time with friends. Do not just do more job-related research. And remember, taking a break does not mean ignoring recruiters who contact you directly or skipping interviews you have already scheduled. The psychological relief comes from knowing you are not completely shutting the door. You can still answer important emails. If a role genuinely excites you and literally lands in your lap, there is absolutely nothing wrong with applying. The true goal here is to stop the constant pressure of hunting every single day while keeping those genuinely great opportunities well within your reach. You're not missing out on the perfect job. You're protecting your ability to land it when the time is right. Section 5. Mistakes that make burnout worse. A lot of people burn out because they mistakenly think searching harder will magically produce better results. But certain habits will only deepen your fatigue. For instance, you have to avoid checking LinkedIn every single hour. Spending entire days applying without taking breaks totally destroys your focus. And perhaps the most dangerous mistake is constantly comparing your timeline to everyone else online. Seeing someone else announce a new job does not mean you are failing. Treating every single rejection as a personal flaw is a massive drain on your energy. A highly focused search works so much better than an endless, desperate one. Section 6. Returning with a better plan.
Coming back from a break can feel super intimidating at first, but you can absolutely rebuild your momentum easily. When you return, start incredibly small. Send just 1 or 2 well-matched applications. Focus entirely on quality over quantity. Revisit your target list and gladly throw out roles that simply do not fit your goals anymore. Reconnect with your network by giving them a short, honest update. Set a very realistic weekly goal instead of slipping right back into that all-day search routine. You will be amazed at how fast your confidence returns once that first high-quality application is finally sent.
Here is the most important thing to remember. Employers care about your skills, not a short gap in your application history. Please do not worry about taking time off. You can easily explain longer gaps honestly during an interview if asked. A planned pause often radically improves the quality of your applications and your interview performance. Employers want to hire energetic, well-prepared candidates who bring fresh ideas to the table. They are certainly not tracking whether you took 2 weeks off from sending emails. This is exactly where tools mentioned in our source material like CloudHire come into play. A huge part of what makes job searching so exhausting is the manual repetition, applying to role after role, tweaking the exact same cover letter over and over. CloudHire helps relieve this specific exhaustion by letting smart AI handle the endless scrolling. It connects you directly with roles that actually match your skills and goals. This means your precious energy is reserved for putting your absolute best foot forward when speaking directly to hiring managers, instead of wasting it on tedious administrative tasks. Building in recovery time is part of a sustainable strategy that gets you to an offer in much better shape, both mentally and professionally. Let CloudHire find your next great role, so your next break is a true rest, not just a retreat from frustration. I highly encourage you to take that strategic pause if you need it. Plan your return, focus your energy on the right roles, and protect your mental health. So look at your calendar right now. Are you pushing yourself toward an offer, or are you just pushing yourself toward total exhaustion? It might be time to hit pause.